Hostiles are opening a supply drop. Hostiles have claimed the supply drop.
Hey agents, what's going on? It's Patrick Wolf here. Welcome to another build video. Today's one is going to be very strong. This is a very strong PvP build. I wouldn't recommend using this in PvE at all. This is a very PvP orientated build. This build is excellent for chasing down rogues. If you want to go in the DZ and you want to hunt down rogues, you will have a very fun time with this build. It does massive damage, you have massive survivability, and you have a lot of speed. This is the Blitz build. So you have crazy movement. You throw down your hive, you get 20% boost in everything, speed, whatever. You can sprint for the entirety that it's up, and then as soon as that hive runs out or it wears off after destroying it, you get it back instantly. So you will always have the booster hive active. You'll get the buff from the booster hive at all times with this build. So how are you going to use this? In the DZ, if you can hunt rogues, you can be rogue. I'm sure you guys know being rogue in this game can be a bit frustrating, especially when you get 4-man groups who want to try and focus you. Happens to me every single day. So you put this on and you can escape them if you need to. So it's good for players who play solo and players who need to move around the dark zone very efficiently without getting caught by the rogue hunters. So it works both ways, for rogue hunters and for rogues. PvP game modes, this will be normalized, but it's still very strong in conflict. Very good. This build is very fun to use and I love it. So let's get into this, the details of the build. There's quite a lot to talk about. So we're going to be using the gunner specialization for this because of the medkit. Very strong. We've got a certain talent on our backpack that we need this for. Make sure to have assault rifle damage. Now guys, I cannot tell you how much I tried to test this build with an SMG, a 60% crit chance SMG build, and I just couldn't do damage. SMGs are really bad. I wanted this to be an SMG build. It would have been perfect to be an SMG build, but I just couldn't do the damage. The SMGs are just not strong. My T18, I think SMG was hitting 26k a bullet with 60% crit chance, and the Eagle Bearer players I faced against just destroyed me in a split second. So until the game gets changed, we cannot use SMGs. So just go for the assault rifle damage. Unfortunately, we can't use SMGs for this one. Make sure everything's active. I'm sure you guys have everything active. So let's get into this build. Like I said before, what is this? This is the Blitz build. This is a fast moving build. High DPS, high damage, great survivability. This is for players who are very active. This is not a cover-based build. You don't want to run around and try and do damage from range and hide behind cover. This is for the guys who love to run around without going in cover. If you want to chicken dance with this build, you can chicken dance. You can run, sprint in circles around people. They can hardly hit their shots. I can't even imagine using this build in console. You put this hive down, you can move at tremendous speeds and it just comes back as soon as it's done. As soon as the buff runs out, you have it back. On console, it must be very difficult to shoot someone with this, because even on PC, I saw someone using this the other day. He was using this booster hive, and it's crazy strong because it's not easy to hit your shots. When someone's running around like that, it's insane, and it helps your hip firing speed as well. So this is a very strong build. I'm very happy with the way this has turned out. As you saw in the footage, that footage was when I only had 290k armor, so I've since increased that by quite a bit without compromising the build. So let's get into this. So this is a 783. 773 is just fine, whatever you want, but we want to have 1000 skill power. So 350k armor, 42k health, and 1000 skill power. That's great stats all across the board. The reason why I say that is because Berserk is unlocked, which is not easy to have that much armor and Berserk unlocked. So let's get into the details of this build. So the assault rifle that I used, guys, is the that military AKM. The reason why I didn't use the Eagle Bearer is because everyone keeps telling me Eagle Bearer this, Eagle Bearer that. So I tested without it and it hits like a truck. And because Eyeless is active, and Eyeless is something that's very interesting. So if we look at the Eagle Bearer, it's just crazy strong, 25k per bullet damage. I would be better with this gun, but I wanted to prove a point. I used this and I wrecked people. It was actually a lot of fun. So the reason why we've got this is because we're going to be using the Firefly. So Eyeless, 20% extra damage. Make sure to have Eyeless and Allegra on your gun. You're going to need it. This hits like an absolute truck. With Berserk, you'll be hitting like 40k in the head. You'll kill someone in 4 to 5 bullets. It's unbelievable. When they are blinded, you will kill them in about 4 bullets, guys. It's like and they're dead. It's almost like a powerful LMG. It's really fun to use, so definitely use this gun. The magazine size is a bit low, so maybe possibly instead of Allegro, I'd go for something like more extra, 20% magazine capacity. You can decide with that one. Make sure ILS is active. So when you mod this gun, you want to make sure that you use the ACOG scope that gives us 25% headshot damage from the Nemesis sniper rifle. So make sure to do that, and don't forget to go recalibrate or recraft a new one at the level, well, the gear score 500 bench, because it will do a lot more damage. I got mine at 415k with no buffs. So make sure to get that. And then let's get into the details and the actual pieces themselves. So the whole idea around this build is to do maximum damage. So we're going to be running around. This is a very high mobility build. So we're going to be running around, bursting people down. This has got a lot of burst damage. Chasing rogues, becoming rogue. It really is good in the DZ. So let's get into the mask. This is an RNH mask. Hazard protection is always great. 21% damage to Elise. Don't worry about that. You guys can roll crit chance. I needed the red. So unfortunately, I don't have any more credits and things like that because I've been re-rolling things for days today. So to get this build ready for you guys. So just have health and surge. Surge is very important for this build because we want our hive to come back as soon as we need it to come back. So make sure to run surge. Then on the chest piece, I have a very nice chest piece. This is the Yellow Guard. We do get 2 blues and a red, 41k armor, which is equivalent to about 28% armor, I would say. Then 7.5% weapon damage and 334 skill power. Very nice. Berserk. So 10% weapon damage for every 20% of max armor depleted. This is unreal how strong this is. If someone ADSs you with this build, they're going to have a hard time shooting you because you're going to be moving so incredibly fast. Not just that, but the more armor they take from you, the heavier your assault rifle hits. And it just, the amount of the numbers you will be getting with this build, with this gun, is unbelievable. Paired with the eyeless, that's another 20% damage on top of it, plus all the weapon damage from our gear pieces alone. We'll be getting massive amounts of damage from this build. Now the holster is a bit tricky. Ideally you guys want to use a Fenris, but for some reason I don't have a Fenris with a red. So try get a Fenris with a red, and if you're on console, go for devastating, and if you're on PC, go for precise for headshot damage because it's easier to hit headshots. So I've gone for devastating. We want that little bit extra weapon damage. Like I said before, crit chance, whatever crit damage. We can't really get too good red attributes, unfortunately, on the holster. So depending on the way that you set up your build, you can put whatever you want there. This is not a crit focused build. If we were using SMGs, if SMGs were actually strong, this would be perfect. But unfortunately, it isn't, and they're not strong. So let's move on to the backpack. This is very important. The backpack, we need skill power on it. Weapon damage is a no-no because we need to make sure we have 1,000 skill power. Efficient is extremely important with this build because you can have so many more armor kits. I recommend using Efficient in all PvP game modes in every kind of PvP aspect. It's an incredible talent, even PvE. Hardened is great as well. We all know about Hardened. Give us that 350k armor, 6.5% health and 20% armor modified. That's from the vendor that we bought. I bought a whole bunch of those. This is one of the most important pieces of the build. The gloves, don't worry about what type they are, as long as you have a good assault rifle damage buff on the attribute and wicked. That gives us a further 10% damage when they are blinded. So just with the gun talent and this, we're getting 30% extra damage, guys, just from those two pieces, just from the gloves and the gun. Imagine all the damage we're going to get from Berserk, Devastating, things, well, the stacking of Berserk and all the other weapon damage rolls that we have. You will just shred through people with this build. This is the kind of build you use against the meta, because a lot of people are running the same Bloodsucker build. They are not ready for the damage that you will output with this build. And the speed that you can catch players trying to run away, you will surprise people left, right, and center. This build is extremely effective. It surprises people always, and it's actually quite interesting because a lot of times someone will just turn around and start running, and you'll be right up close to them before they even know it, and you can burst them down. And if they try and shoot you, you will just be outputting more damage. So it's really, really good. And the nice thing about it as well is if your hive runs out, the boost that runs out from the hive, you can just get it straight back because we've got surge rolled on two pieces, which is actually quite important. Let's get into the Kneepads. 15k armor, 20% skill est on surge. We've got skill power, 10% on the Providence Defense, which is very nice. Whenever you mod these guys, go for the 5% assault rifle damage. That's why I got my damage so high. Make sure to roll that. On all the other, well, all the other rolls, you want to put 6.5k armor. I've got pretty good armor rolls. Weapon damage again. Make sure to put Firefly and Hive, the utility mod slots, to buff your skill power so you can activate better mods. But we're going to be using auxiliary batteries for these skills, so hopefully you guys have got some. Let's get into the stats. Everything's active here, which is great. Let's go down. 23k weapon damage is extremely strong for not the Eagle Bearer, by the way. So the crit chance is actually going to help us a bit. You know, it's not, it doesn't seem that great, but it will help us a little bit. We will crit a bit more often, so it's always a good thing to have crit chance up, even though crit range is a thing and it's a bit difficult to gauge. But 30% assault rifle damage bonus plus 17% there, all weapons damage bonus, and then the 30% that we're going to be getting from Eyeless and on our gloves, just with the two talents there, which is going to be crazy. And then we're not going to count the 8% on the gloves because that's actually going towards this. So all those the damage on the talents is not being counted here. So just remember that we are going to be doing a lot more damage. You guys do the maths. All right, so let's just keep going down there. Actually, I want to show you guys something quickly. So all that aside, we're actually pretty tanky with all that damage that we have. That's why this build surprised me. And you're so tanky. You got 30% hazard protection, but you've also got 350k armor. It's just really good. Skill haste is 40%. That's crazy. Look at the hive skill power, guys. 3,000. It's exactly what we want. So let's get into the juicy part of the build. So this is where we're going to be annoying people so much. So we've got 127 plus 133% skill haste stacked on this. This is about a 12 to 10 second cooldown. 15, for some reason, that's wrong. It says 12, 10 seconds sometimes. It varies. I don't know why. 6-second blind duration. You blind the person, right? Then you drop your hive. They don't know what they're doing. You are running circles around them from the booster hive, and they will be blinded. You'll be doing 30% extra damage just by using the skill. So make sure to use that skill. Don't use anything else. Then we're going to use auxiliary batteries, and I have garbage mods for this. I don't know why. Don't ask me why. I need to craft some more. Put 88% skill haste, whatever skill haste you guys need. We need skill haste. Now, the cooldown is not what it says here. I drop it. However long the buff lasts, I get it back as soon as my buff ends. So it's perfect. I've gauged it right. Try get your skill haste as high as possible. So this is ridiculous. So we are getting the 20% buff. It really does help a lot. So this delivers a stimulant to nearby allies, so that not only does it affect you, it affects your teammates. It increases their movement speed, skill haste, and weapon handling. So that makes up for a lot of the accuracy. So if you're on console, you are going to absolutely love this build. This is perfect for console players. Fast movement, and then other people will struggle to even hit you. Plus, you get the weapon handling from this booster hive at all times. It's ridiculous. And then on top of it, the skill haste. So we're going to be getting 20% buff to skill haste as well. So we're going to have a very low cooldown in it, and we don't even need any more skill haste because it comes back as soon as you need it. So this is the Blitz build. I hope you guys really give it a try. The damage is scary. You won't believe how much damage you can get. The amount of utility from the movement speed, catching players, running around, running circles around them, and it just feels really strong. Now you could pair this with a chem heal if you would like to, if you don't want to use the movement speed, but that's what this build is about. To rush people, to go mad, to go crazy. They won't be expecting it. So I hope you guys did enjoy this little build video. It's a lot of fun. I really am enjoying this build. I'm going to be using it all week. It's very potent. I'm trying not to use the Eagle Bearer. I don't know if I'm boycotting it a bit, but I'm using this one. I'm enjoying this AK. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Please leave a like, subscribe. If you would like to become a member, it's only 99 cents a month, and you get a whole bunch of perks. Just have a look on my channel. And thank you for watching this video, guys. I'll be seeing you agents in the next one. Peace out, boys.